top 7 vitamins that strengthen your legs. Let me paint a quick picture for you. You wake up in the morning, plant your feet on the floor, and your legs feel strong, solid, energized. You stand with ease, walk without hesitation, and you're not worried about a stumble or an unexpected cramp. That isn't just a nice idea. It's absolutely possible. And the secret weapon? Nutrition. Today, we're diving into 7 essential vitamins and minerals that can transform how your legs feel and function as you age. These nutrients support everything from muscle strength and nerve communication to circulation and bone density. In other words, this is more than just about legs. It's about independence, confidence, and the joy of moving through life without fear. Whether you enjoy strolls to the neighborhood, dancing to your favorite oldies, or just want to get up from a chair without groaning, this video is for you. And hey, before we begin, tell me where you're watching from in the comments. I love knowing who I'm talking to. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This channel is your go-to for practical, evidence-backed health advice. Alright, let's start with the headliner. 1. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is like that quiet genius in the back of the class. It doesn't get a lot of attention, but without it, everything starts to fall apart, especially when it comes to your legs. Here's the deal. As we age, our ability to build and maintain muscle naturally declines. Bones start to thin, and everyday movements, getting out of a car, stepping off a curb, suddenly feel harder. Now, a lot of people think of vitamin D as that bone vitamin, right? Helps with calcium, good for the skeleton. That's true, but it does a lot more than that. Vitamin D plays a direct role in how your muscles contract, how your nerves fire, and how your body responds to movement and balance. It's like the Wi-Fi signal between your brain and your muscles. And when that signal gets weak, things slow down. Muscles don't react as fast. Balance suffers. Falls become more likely. Here's something fascinating. Research shows that low vitamin D is strongly linked to muscle weakness and slower reflexes, especially in older adults. In fact, one study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors with healthy vitamin D levels had better muscle tone, stronger coordination, and significantly fewer falls. Now, let me explain something really important. Vitamin D helps preserve what are called fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the ones that kick in when you need to react quickly, like catching yourself if you start a fall. If those fibers start to degrade, and they do, without enough D, you get slower reaction times, weaker contractions, and a higher risk of injury. Oh, and it gets better. Vitamin D also helps reduce inflammation in the muscles, which means it can ease those nagging leg cramps, tightness, or that dull aching pain you sometimes feel without explanation. So, what do we do about it? Most of us don't get enough sun, especially as we age. We're indoors more. Our skin isn't as efficient at converting sunlight, and on top of that, sunscreen, while important, blocks a lot of vitamin D synthesis. And food? Helpful, yes, but you'd have to eat a lot of salmon and mushrooms to hit optimal levels. So here's the action plan. How to keep vitamin D working for you. Get some sunshine. Just 15 to 30 minutes a day on your arms and legs without sunscreen can give you a solid boost. Eat smart. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, egg yolks, fortified milk, and mushrooms are great options. Consider a supplement. For many older adults, 800 to 1,000 IU per day is a good target, but some may need more, especially if levels are low. Always check with your doctor first. And yes, there's a blood test for this. Ask your physician to check your 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels. It's quick, easy, and it gives you a clear picture where you stand. Because here's the truth. Strong legs aren't just about muscles. They're about what's happening at the cellular level. And vitamin D, it's one of your greatest allies. 2. Calcium. If vitamin D is the Wi-Fi signal, calcium is the structural engineer. It's the material that builds and maintains the bones that carry you through life. And when it comes to leg strength, you can't afford to ignore it. Now, here's where things get interesting. We often think of bones as static, unchanging things. But your bones, they're dynamic, constantly breaking down and rebuilding, especially when you're young. But after about age 50, that rebuilding process starts to slow. you start losing bone mass. And guess where that hits the hardest? Your legs, particularly the hips, femur, and lower limbs, take the brunt of that decline. One minor fall that used to mean a bruise in your 30s, it can mean months of rehab or even permanent mobility loss in your 70s. But calcium doesn't just keep bones dense and fracture resistant. It's also essential for muscle function. Every time you contract a muscle, even just to wiggle your toes, calcium ions rush in to make that happen. No calcium, no movement. That's why calcium deficiency doesn't just show up in x-rays. It shows up as leg cramps, weak muscle contractions, sluggish movements, poor endurance, all things that make getting around harder and staying active feel exhausting. Now here's where a lot of people miss the mark. They assume if they're drinking milk, they're good. But calcium absorption isn't that simple, and relying on just one source is a bit like trying to build a house with only one kind of tool. So how do we get enough calcium and make sure it's actually doing its job? Here's your toolbox. Dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, great sources, especially if your body tolerates them well. Leafy greens, kale, bok choy, turnip greens, calcium-rich and loaded with other nutrients. Fortified foods, many plant-based milks, almond, soy, oat, and breakfast cereals have calcium added in. Other power players, sardines with bones, tofu, almonds, and even chia seeds pack a calcium punch. But let's talk real-life challenges. A lot of older adults have digestive issues, dairy sensitivities, or take medications that interfere with calcium absorption. In those cases, supplements can absolutely help. Most experts recommend 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day for adults over 50. But, and this is important, more is not always better. Too much calcium from supplements has been linked to kidney stones, artery calcification, and digestive upset. So, if you're using a supplement, make sure it's paired with vitamin D, which improves absorption. And ideally, spread it out throughout the day, since your body can only absorb so much at once. Now here's the kicker. Even if you're getting enough calcium, it won't do much unless you're moving your body. Yep, movement is the switch that turns calcium into strength. Weight-bearing activities like walking, climbing stairs, dancing, even light resistance exercises, these send a signal to your bones. Hey, stay strong. We need you. Without that stimulus, even the best diet can't prevent bone loss. So if you want stronger legs, better balance, and bones that support you for years to come, pair smart calcium intake with regular movement. Because here's the bottom line. Calcium isn't just about avoiding osteoporosis. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to move freely, confidently, and without fear. 3. Vitamin B12. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked power players when it comes to leg strength and mobility, vitamin B12. While it's often associated with energy and brain function, B12 plays a non-negotiable role in maintaining the integrity of your nervous system, and that includes the intricate network of nerves that signal your legs to move, stabilize, and support you throughout the day. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food declines dramatically, and the consequences? They're subtle at first, maybe a bit of tingling in the feet or occasional numbness. But over time, B12 deficiency can evolve into full-blown nerve damage, impaired balance, muscle weakness, and even difficulty walking. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's about your nervous system losing its edge, the very system that controls muscle coordination, reflexes, and gait. What makes vitamin B12 so essential is its role in the formation of myelin, that protective sheath around nerves that keeps signals firing fast and accurately. When B12 is in short supply, those signals start misfiring or slowing down, leading to the kind of unsteady movement that increases fall risk and makes everyday tasks more difficult than they should be. Now here's a twist. B12 isn't found in plant-based foods. It's primarily present in animal products. Think beef, liver, fish, eggs, and dairy. So if you're plant-based, over 60, or dealing with digestive issues like low stomach acid or autoimmune conditions, your B12 levels could be suboptimal without you even realizing it. And here's where supplementation becomes more than just helpful, it's often necessary. Whether through B12-rich foods or well-absorbed supplements like methylcobalamin, restoring B12 levels can lead to noticeable improvements in energy, stability, and lower body strength. People who once felt off balance or weak often report increased coordination and smoother movement within weeks of correcting a deficiency. B12 isn't just about energy drinks or mental clarity. It's about safeguarding your mobility, protecting your nerves, and keeping your legs strong and responsive so you can walk confidently into each chapter of life, one step at a time. For magnesium, let's begin with a mineral that doesn't get nearly the attention it deserves. Magnesium. Think of magnesium as a conductor of an orchestra, silently guiding muscle contraction, relaxation, and coordination. Without it, the music, your movement, quickly falls out of rhythm. One of the earliest signs of magnesium deficiency, especially in older adults, is restless leg syndrome or those sharp, nighttime leg cramps. These aren't just uncomfortable nuisances. They're signals from the nervous system that something is off. Magnesium helps stabilize overactive nerve signals, calming the communication between the brain and muscles, and preventing spasms and fatigue. And the role of magnesium doesn't stop at muscles. It's absolutely vital for bone integrity. While calcium often takes the spotlight in bone health conversations, calcium can't be properly utilized without magnesium. Without enough magnesium, calcium may end up in soft tissues, contributing to joint stiffness and even vascular calcification, rather than strengthening your bones. What makes magnesium deficiency so common in older adults? The culprits are often silent: chronic stress, medications like diuretics and proton pump inhibitors, and nutrient-poor diets. As magnesium is depleted, stamina begins to fade, walking distances shorten, climbing stairs gets harder. You feel more drained from less effort. The good news? Replenishing magnesium can create a rapid, noticeable difference in how your legs feel and function. Foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, leafy greens, legumes, and avocados are rich in magnesium and incredibly accessible. If dietary sources fall short, supplements, especially forms like magnesium citrate or glycinate, can help restore balance and performance. When magnesium is dialed in, we often see a transformation. Muscles relax, energy returns, cramps fade. Even coordination and balance can improve as the neuromuscular system begins to function as it should. 5. Potassium. Now picture this: you wake up, swing your legs out of bed, and boom, a calf cramp hits out of nowhere. Sound familiar? That sharp, sudden contraction is often a red flag for low potassium levels. Potassium is essential for regulating fluid balance across muscle cells, and when levels drop too low, those muscles can seize involuntarily. But beyond cramps, low potassium affects muscle performance more broadly. Maybe your legs feel shaky after standing too long, or stiffer than usual during a walk. That's potassium at play. It's responsible for facilitating the electrical impulses between nerves and muscles. When potassium is low, those signals slow down or misfire, leading to weakness, poor coordination, and even increased fall risk in older adults. Surprisingly, potassium also contributes to bone health. It helps neutralize dietary acids that can degrade bone density over time. Research shows that diets high in potassium are associated with a slower rate of bone loss and a reduced risk of osteoporosis. So how do we support optimal potassium levels? While bananas are the poster child, they're just the beginning. Sweet potatoes, beans, spinach, oranges, avocados, and even a baked potato with the skin on can deliver significant amounts. The target? Around 2,600 milligrams daily for women and 3,400 milligrams for men. Most people can hit these numbers with a whole food, plant-rich diet. But for individuals with kidney conditions or blood pressure concerns, potassium levels should be monitored closely with a healthcare provider. 6. Vitamin K. Vitamin K often flies under the radar when we talk about leg health, but it might just be one of the most underrated players in the entire mobility equation. Here's why. Vitamin K ensures that calcium, the mineral essential for strong bones, gets deposited in the right places, like the bone matrix, and not in the arteries or joints where it can cause stiffness and circulatory issues. Think of it as a GPS system for calcium. It tells it where to go and, just as importantly, where not to go. Vitamin K activates a protein called osteocalcin, which binds calcium to bones, making them denser and more resistant to fractures. And the research backs this up. Higher vitamin K intake has been associated with lower fracture risk and stronger bones in aging adults. but its benefits extend beyond bone density. Vitamin K helps regulate inflammation in the joints, easing stiffness and slowing progression of osteoarthritis, a major source of leg pain and reduced mobility in older individuals. Even muscle strength and balance are influenced by vitamin K. It helps regulate calcium levels within muscle cells, supporting coordinated movements and reducing fall risk, a crucial concern as we age. The best food sources? Dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, and collards provide vitamin K1, while fermented foods such as natto, aged cheeses, and animal products like liver offer vitamin K2, a form that remains active longer and is particularly effective at driving calcium into bones. A quick heads up, if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, any increase in vitamin K intake should be done under medical supervision, as it can interfere with clotting pathways. 7. Vitamin B6. And finally, we arrive at vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, a nutrient that plays an outsized role in maintaining strength, mobility, and neuromuscular performance. At its core, vitamin B6 supports healthy nerve signaling. It ensures that electrical messages between the brain and the muscles are clear and timely. When B6 levels drop, those signals slow down, leading to numbness, tingling, and sometimes a wobbly, unsure gait. Many older adults attribute these symptoms to just getting older, but in reality, the body may simply be undernourished. B6 is also essential for muscle repair and protein metabolism. Without enough of it, the body struggles to build or maintain lean muscle. Even if you're staying active and eating well, there's more. Vitamin B6 helps manage inflammation in the muscles. If your legs often feel stiff or fatigued after minimal exertion, it may not be your muscles. It might be inflammation. And B6 plays a role in red blood cell production, which means it supports oxygen delivery to working muscles. When red blood cell production is impaired, fatigue can set in quickly, even during light physical activity. Top food sources of B6 include poultry, tuna, salmon, bananas, chickpeas, potatoes, and fortified cereals. For those with digestive challenges or restricted diets, supplementation may be needed, but high doses over long periods can cause nerve issues, so dosing should be guided carefully. If this video helped you connect the dots on leg strength and mobility, give it a like. It tells the algorithm that this is content worth sharing. Got a question? Drop it in the comments. I personally read them and respond when I can. And hey, if you're on a journey to stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're building a smarter, healthier community together, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Until next time, stay curious, stay proactive, and take care of those legs. You've got places to go,